Hope you're all doing well and staying sane. I'm Stephanie Griffin. I'm the County Saddlery Agent for Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. And I'm coming to you live tonight from my dining room here in central Indiana. And I've got Welly with me. Wellington was supposed to come with me to Land Rover this year, and he was going to debut his new blankie, County Blankie, and you can see it. So anyway, just wanted everybody to say hi to Welly. He's just making his little debut tonight since we can't go to Land Rover and it's canceled. But anyway, I'm going to put him out because he will bark at some point. I'll be right back. All right, hope you guys are all doing well. Wanted to touch on a couple things. If you can please give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're watching, and then also put your location, clicking your location down at the comments, and that'll help me see where you guys are from. Also, this is very important, and I'm excited about this. Please be sure to watch all the way to the end of this program tonight, because County has allowed me to make a major announcement, and it's going to be huge. And I'm so excited, so you do not want to miss it. So this won't be too long, so watch all the way through the end. Trust me on this one. So talking about the COVID pandemic, it's changed so many things in our society right now. And saddle fitting appointments are no exception. I feel it's important to mention that I personally am not traveling and have not been traveling to on-site fitting appointments during this time. I've been following all the state, federal, and local mandates right now, as our other agents. The other county agents have been doing that as well for their own areas. So the intention of tonight's video is to discuss biosecurity and how you can stay safe for your future saddle fitting appointments. This is in anticipation that we're going to get back somewhat to normalcy eventually, and everybody's going to get to hang out with their horses again and ride and then have your saddles fitted. So this way you're going to be better prepared and have an idea of what a saddle fitting in the future is going to look like, because you're going to need some stuff, including masks, and there are going to be other things that your fitter may want you to bring. So we're going to touch on some of those things so that you can be thinking ahead that way. And I know everybody's really eager to get back to showing, right? So this is one way that you can help do your part to help make sure that curve stays as flat as possible once the travel bans have been lifted. So now first, an important disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. This is not intended in any way to be medical advice. I'm not a physician. I'm not a veterinarian. I am a Master Saddlers Association certified fitter, and I have been gathering research and trying to establish what might be the best practices for saddle fitting. And I've been getting information from a variety of sources: the CDC, the American Association of Equine Practitioners, the United Horse Coalition, my local extension office, and veterinarians and farriers and other equine practitioners. So, and I also want to note that the practices I'll be talking tonight only pertain to Griffin Equestrian, tack fitting / county saddlery of Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. This is not a county saddlery company-wide policy, and it's up to the individual county agents to come up with their own protocol, and as it pertains to their location. Every location is different, just like there are COVID hotspots in certain areas of the country. So what makes sense in one location does not in another. So this is just meant for my area only and my clients, but it might give you an idea, a peek into what your fitter might be requiring of you in the future. Also, please keep in mind, this information is likely to change and evolve as we're learning more about how to fight this virus. For example, last week the CDC said no masks. Said that wasn't necessary. this week that information has changed and they're recommending the public wear the cloth masks, the homemade ones. So things are changing rapidly. Keep that in mind. This information is not intended to be all inclusive. It's just, these are simply recommendations for knowing what we know at this time. So as saddle fitters, we're already very familiar with the importance of biosecurity practices because we travel to many barns. And now we're going to take it to the next level. So say you've set an appointment with me once the stay-at-home orders have been lifted. And for me, I am taking lists basically of clients who are wanting appointments, and then I'll be setting those right now tentatively the first week in May. However, that is subject to change depending on my governor's orders. So, but that gives you an idea. Most importantly, the first thing, so say we've set an appointment, and so if you have not been feeling well, or you suspect that you may have been exposed to the virus, or if you work in one of the healthcare fields and you think you might have been exposed, please, we appreciate a cancellation or a postponement of your appointment for a 2-week period. And if for any reason you're not comfortable with keeping a scheduled appointment, it's okay to cancel and reschedule. We're all going to be flexible during these times. Of course, there's not going to be any penalty, and no one's going to be mad at you if you need to reschedule an appointment. Everyone's going to be understanding. If the appointment is for maintenance flocking adjustment only, you're welcome to have an alternate helper come in during that day to handle the horse. That's fine, but please seriously, even if you think, oh, I've just got a cold, please reschedule. It's just not worth the risk. And, and that goes with your barn families as well. Our home barns become like our families. So think about it as taking care of your family members. Social distancing. Now, I think we're all sick and tired, probably, I know I am, of hearing that phrase, but it's very important. So with that comes avoid physical contact with your agent and the saddlery itself. No handshakes anymore, no hugs. We'll just kind of have to greet each other with a smile and a wave. We will need to maintain at all times 6 feet distance between us. And I'm requesting that you not bring children or pets to the appointments. That's going to kill me. It's going to make me very sad. But that just adds a little bit too much chaos, and between client and your fitter, we're going to have to really do what we can to maintain that 6 feet distance apart. On the day of your appointment, please have your horse already groomed, and that really majorly includes, the saddle and girth areas, their legs, and have the hooves picked. I often spend previously, some time just hanging out and chatting with the client when I arrive at an appointment, because she's going to get the horse from the field or the stall, and then there's the grooming time. And in the past, I have absolutely loved and cherished spending that time with my clients and catching up. But unfortunately, with the coronavirus, we all have to make some sacrifices now, and so we're going to need to limit that contact, that social contact, for a while. So I ask that you please have your horse ready when I get there, so we can limit that conversational talk. And yeah, it's gonna kind of stink. I'll be honest. So hopefully we can get back to normalcy at some point. But if you have them ready, that's fantastic. If you're running late, just shoot me a text. I will stay out in my car, out in the truck, while you're getting your horse ready. And then you can just say, hey, Steph, I'm ready, and I'll come in and we'll get to it. I also will be trying to discuss with you prior to the appointment what's going on with your saddle, if there are any concerns, and what's going on with your horse, so that we can, again, limit that initial conversation. Please have your horse tied in the cross ties if it's deemed safe. Safety first, obviously. That's the ideal situation. That way you can stand farther away. Obviously, if you have to hold the horse, there's closer contact there. There's not as much room. And this is a good time if your horse does not stand well in cross ties or doesn't stand square. Now, this downtime is a great time for groundwork like that. So you could actually, try to train your horse to stand quietly in cross ties, or having a horse set up squarely. That's a huge thing. There's some YouTube tutorials that you can check out. It's not hard to teach a horse to do that, and they catch on pretty quick. I might even do a video later in the year about that, how to easily do that. But that's something that can help speed up the process as well, and that will limit that contact between the agent and the client. So we've got our cross ties. My hands will be clean at the start of the appointment. And since I'm going to avoid using the barn bathroom and any other public restrooms, I'll be carrying with me on my truck a jug of soapy water and a jug of fresh water that I will use to wash my hands in between clients. And I'll scrub them for 20 seconds at least and do that. Then also upon arriving at your barn, I'll be stepping my boots into a tray of bleach solution after getting out of my truck. So that's just another biosecurity measure that I'll be taking for you all. Disinfecting tack. Lots of questions about this. All saddles and equipment will be thoroughly wiped down with a disinfectant wipe after each appointment. And I will be using, right here, they're called Clorox disinfecting wipes, but they are bleach free. This is important, you guys. Don't use bleach products on your saddles, okay? You have to really read the fine print, see what's going on. These are kind of hard to come by. We actually had these under our kitchen sink, before the pandemic. So if I'm unable to get more of these, eventually I will, you can also use isopropyl alcohol, 70%. The 70% is important. What you can do is take little squares of your paper towel and just cut them into quarters, and then pour some of the alcohol just to cover in a Ziploc bag, shake it up a little bit, and then you've got some really cheap alcohol wipes. Okay, so that's another option. I had tried both of these, did little test strips on a saddle today, and I can tell you that we're just fine. I'm going to show you that. I used the Clorox bleach free wipes right here on this section of this saddle, and I used a light color saddle just to see, and as you can see, there's no difference. It's totally fine. That leather is not dry. It's okay. On this side, I use the alcohol wipe right here. Again, you can see no discoloration. If this was going to discolor, it would be this cognac colored leather. And it didn't do any damage to the leather. After disinfecting your saddle, I do recommend using, let it dry completely. After you use the disinfectant wipes, let it dry completely. Then you can use a glycerin-based saddle soap. Thoroughly clean it, let it dry again, because the virus likes moist environments. And then, because we're using a little bit harsher materials than we normally would, I would give it a light coating of a leather oil. Okay, I use oak wood. I don't necessarily endorse, just a light coating of a nice leather oil around, and then again let it dry out, preferably in the sunshine. I will be doing these to all of my kit saddles after every appointment. Okay, so before and after every appointment, you can be assured that these saddles have been disinfected for your protection, as well as the girths. Okay. So that's an example of that. And if you have any questions, feel free to, type in the comment section. That would be great. Now, another important thing, I will be using disposable gloves and a mask during your appointment. And here we go. We've just got these disposable gloves. You can use any kind of variety, but we'll have the gloves on, and then be really careful not to touch our faces, right? And those gloves will be disposed of after and in between. And then also masks. Masks are super important. I got this cute one on Etsy. It is a horse print, and I was afraid it wasn't going to come in time today, but it did. So anyway, so the masks, they just go around the ears, and then voila. So this is what I'm going to look like, folks. It's bizarre. I tell you, it's just very different. I struggle with all of it. It looks strange. When I see people, it's kind of like, it's kind of a little too Handmaid's Tale for me right now. Things are kind of surreal, but they're going to be necessary, and we're just going to have to do it. And I was thinking earlier, it's like, gosh, it looks so weird and a little self-conscious. But I was thinking back to when, dressage a few years ago, when riders first started wearing helmets instead of top hats. And I remember thinking, gosh, that looks so strange. I just can't get, I knew it was important for safety, absolutely, and I'm a big proponent of helmets. However, it just looked weird. We weren't used to it. Well, now you flip that around. I can't imagine seeing, a dressage test being performed without a helmet. When I see the old pictures with the top hats, to me that looks strange. So we'll get used to this. We're going to roll with it. It's all good. It'll be okay. But the masks will be worn. And I have some other ones. My mother-in-law was generous and made me some other ones. So make sure you wash your mask after each use. So that'll be kind of our new normal, at least for a while. I'm going to ask that my clients wear riding gloves and a mask to your appointment. And if your trainer's involved in the appointment, I ask that she please wear a mask too. And then whenever possible, I'm going to request that saddle fittings take place outdoors in the sunlight. Weather permitting, of course. I'm here in Indiana right now, and it's raining right now. So we have, we generally utilize indoor arenas quite a bit. However, if it's a nice sunny day, I would prefer that we be outside, just to kind of, again, limit exposure. The virus supposedly does not like the sunlight, so and it reduces those contact surfaces as well. So yay for outdoor arenas. Paperwork is the next one, and paperwork is now only going to be sent electronically or remotely via email, or I'll take a photo of it and text it to you if there's a certain document. That's to prevent the handling of paper and pens. We now have this technology, so this pandemic, I think, is forcing us to utilize technology more than we ever have before and more frequently. So this is just kind of the push I think we need in that direction. So along that same vein, no more checks or cash. Instead, I'll be using Square for credit card payments, or you can use Venmo or PayPal. That's fine. If there are any other types of credit card processing or electronic transfer bank things that you're aware of that you say, hey, have you thought about this? I'm totally open to suggestions. Those are just the three that I'm familiar with and have been using. So just let me know. Again, pop them in the comments if there's something we should be looking into for that. I personally will be limiting travel to only one barn per day for at least 2 months once we get started back, once the travel bans are lifted. This is to avoid cross-contamination and limit exposure. So that's going to be kind of hard, limiting to one barn per day, but I think it's the best thing to do in the public's interest and our own to be safe. Again, the best way we can get through this is being flexible, and we're going to have to adapt to change. So we will persevere. So on that note, I'm going to do the drawing for a hat. I had asked in the original post if people would post and comment about what their barns are doing locally, their own barns, to help keep them safe. So we had several people reply. So I'm going to draw a name out of this hat. We'll see who's here, who wins. And they're going to win a County Saddlery logo hat. And the winner is Amy Iuto. Yay! Congratulations, Amy. So I will send you a PM and you will get a new county logo hat. So now for the exciting news, the big news. County has just today launched our stay-at-home saddle sale. And just like the coronavirus won't last forever, neither will this sale. It is unprecedented, you guys. You'll want to go to www.saddles.com and click the county store tab and go shopping, because listen to this, they are offering 10% off of already discounted demo prices. I mean, this has never been done before. Free shipping, and we have extraordinary financing that's available. County now offers several fantastic financing options, so now it's easier than ever to get the saddle of your dreams. So once you go shopping, again, www.saddles.com, and just click on to the tab Shop Demo Saddles or the county store. Either one works. And once you found a saddle that you like, get in touch with your local county agent, and she can talk you through a remote saddle fitting and that process, and to help you to qualify the saddle so that you can make the determination yourself and find an optimal fit for both you and your horse. And if you need help finding an agent, you can go to the regular county page, and there'll be a little bot, and that can help guide you and answer your questions as well. If you're having a hard time finding an agent, send a comment down below, and we can hook you up with your county agent. So again, go to www.saddles.com for our brand new stay-at-home saddle sale, and happy shopping. So very exciting. So thank you so much for joining in. Take care and be safe. And I hope to see you again next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.